how can I incorporate all of this shit with the style that I've already developed, you know, and still keep it raw and still make it look like it's me and not just some generic shit that's being pumped out, because there's so much of that shit that just looks the same, and what's the point? Like, you know, like, I mean, everything's been done before, you know, but like, I just wanted to do something different, like, and it's led me to this, where I'm at now. Now I can't stop going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which is annoying, but, because like, no one in a share house really wants a fucking 4 metre painting. Don't even have a 4 metre wall, like. I grew up like skating pretty much. You know, the graphics on skateboards and shit like that. Then, you know, eventually that, like, yeah, start hanging out at the skate park, you meet dudes that write graffiti, you get into graffiti, stuff like that. I used to hang out a lot, you know, like fucking smoking weed and shit, and like just be sketching. Just like always had a pen and paper, like, you know, I've got ADHD, but like drawing would always, like, I could always hone in on it. If I had a pen and paper, like, you know, I'd feel alright, which was like kind of a bit of a safety blanket, you know, when I was growing up and stuff. LCR's sweet. I love it here. Probably just come here and hang out after I get my degree. Yeah, if it wasn't for Zoe, man, like, I don't know where I'd be at, like, with my art, like, you know, like, without the help of, like, lecturers like Michelle and stuff, you know, like, Brigitte, you know, Michael, Amber, Virginia, like, Michelle especially, just, like, I don't know why, I was a little rat bag, like, but she must have just, like, seen, like, something in me.
I think the thing that I found always really interesting is in maybe sometimes if I try and get to the heart of like why somebody is like wants to be an artist and things like that, they will have something to tell you. You know, they and what they have to tell you and how they tell it to you can be very different. But usually when someone is like that, there's this, it's probably for me getting to the heart of like what being creative is about. I think, like, to his credit, actually, he had a chat to me and said, like, I really want to work and I'm not great at working in other environments. So we spoke about maybe trying to set up a bit of a routine, and we sort of set it up so that the Life Drawing Room was his studio, which is an amazing studio. It is also has phenomenal light as well. And so he would sort of come in, you know, I think kind of most days and paint. I think for me, one, it really proved to me just, I suppose, how committed he is to what he does. And that's not just in coming in and working, but also in saying early on, I'm not great at working at home at times. Is there a way for me to come in? Because that sort of tells you that's I suppose his deep commitment. So yeah.
Chilling, I guess. Fucking stressing out over this fucking painting, man. Like,
Yeah.
But
So this is my spot. As you can see, you got fucking massive painting of, that's like probably my personal favourite I've done so far. I don't know, I haven't really wanted to sell it. It's called like The Drunken Monks of Buckfast Abbey. Like, I don't know if you know what Buckfast is, but it's like caffeinated tonic wine. That shit gets you going, eh? Like, fucking gets you sauced. Obviously got my fucking mezcal cactus I got from some random dude in Reservoir after a fucking night out. Got all my literature, bro, like, you know, reference books, fucking run like, you know, the Vatican, fucking Van Gogh, and fucking been like looking into like a bunch of this like shit from the French Revolution lately, like all shit like that. And I don't know, just like whatever. I don't know. I like to keep shit like next to my fucking bed just for when I'm feeling like uninspired or whatever. Yeah, obviously there's some bits and bobs fucking over there that I don't need to get into. You can kind of fucking, it's pretty self-explanatory. Got my fucking benzo bottle collection, my little fucking NYC model. These are my old painting shoes before, the ones I'm working with now. They're pretty fucking, like fully fucking destroyed, eh? But yeah, I don't know, I like them as like a little memento type jam. Got like a bunch of photos here. This was like the series of work that I did probably like 2 trimesters ago that like really like started me off with like painting like on a bigger scale and like more technical and shit. OG fucking graph mags of all the Perth shit fucking back in the day. You know, it's like a bit of fucking OG inspiration and shit from the hood, from where I grew up. Got the Freddie Gibbs fucking thing that I got off my mate Kim. She painted this for when he did the Australian tour. Pretty raw. Got my only living plant that I got off my homie. Got off my homie Sean actually, who did these 2. This is my mate Kim as well, who did the Freddie Gibbs thing from when she was in uni, so it's like never been exhibited, and it's like obviously like a club scene, like, you know, like everyone's just off their face, like, I don't know, I really like this guy, and this like kind of like distorted like demon thing. I don't know. This is where I fucking rest my head when I'm not fucking in the studio or like actually doing shit. It's good to just like have a spot where you can just like, I don't know, calm down, fucking get absorbed in your feels and shit, like, and then like come back and release that onto fucking canvas or whatever. Sounds wanky, but it's true. Yeah, that's my spot.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Like he actually started living with us by accident. He was just meant to stay in the shed until he got his own place. And then me and my friend Sean, we just realised that we loved living with him because he's just such a great person, and just so interesting and kind and stuff like that. Like, we'd always been best friends. Most of our friends like know Josh as a bit of like a wild dude, and so everyone was like, "Oh, you're living with Josh? Like, that's gonna be fun." And it ended up being so fucking awesome because he's just so thoughtful and interesting and a really good listener, and was there for me and Sean through so many hard times, and we were there for him as well, and it just really strengthened our bond, all of us. Like, we just all just became like really close, and we're still really close to this day, and I don't think we'll not be close from it, like even if we weren't living together or didn't see each other for ages. Like, it just really brought us together.
I'd always known about the dude, hadn't met him before, but pretty much we hung out. I didn't realise it was him, and we passed out on each other at a party, which is weird. You know, you don't usually pass out on someone, but that's how it happened. And then I woke up the next morning and like my jacket was gone, and turns out like him and his friend went down to 7-Eleven, and then she borrowed my jacket and I didn't know, and I was like raging. I'm like, sick, I just met this dude and like he stole my jacket and shit, but I don't know, it turned out to be a good friendship in the end. yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, the whole 7 deadly sins. Yeah, it's been a pretty good road to go down watching that. Yeah, because Nax and I both have our own demons and stuff, and you know, not every day you're going to be waking up happy or whatever. So it's good to apply yourself to whatever you're doing. Oh, he's alright, I suppose. Like, nah. If it wasn't for Nax, man, I really don't know where I'd be right now, you know what I mean? I'd probably just be like a stoned mess. Like, not saying that I'm not, but like, it's just good to be out, and the dude like brings it out of me, you know what I mean? But as Nax as a person, man, there's no real word for it, you know what I mean? Or if you know the dude personally, like, you know, like, that's your guy, pretty much, you know. And I think with his art presence and everything at the moment, it's funny to see that like he hasn't changed one bit. So I think what you see is what you get, and what more could you ask for? Really? Like, still owes me $20, but nah. Chilling.
So I got these sins here, 7 of them, which I busted out in, I think it was 4 weeks. About 23 metres of painting in 4 weeks. I went a bit nuts on that. I got a bit carried away. But I'm glad I did that, you know. In my life, there's 3 stages: black, white, and grey. So I'm either like up, down, or just like autopilot. And like I use 3 different characters to depict those, like the angels, the demons, and then the grey, like the harlequin, you know, like the fool. And now like I've just got the Inferno, which is obviously my interpretation of the 14th century poet Dante, his depiction of hell.
There we go. That guy's going in the middle.
Which one?
This one. See, that's like the poet. Because like, you know how I do my 3 characters, like fucking the harlequin, the angels and the devils. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a 4th in there for this piece, like the poet, like to relate back to Dante. Yeah, so these are fucking all the circles. So a circle for each fucking dude, and then like I'll probably like relate back to the characters that I did on the other paintings, and try and do them in like a spiral. Well, like when I paint, I use it as a form of therapy, like for my bipolar, because like, I don't take those meds because they're fucked. Like they like null your creativity and shit. You walk around like, I kind of like learned how to channel like all like those dark emotions into painting. A lot of like what I paint is like a subconscious reflection of like what's going on in my life, or like what has happened in the past and stuff like that, like things I've seen or done, and just like just hiding it behind the art. Like without art, man, I'd be fucking in a gutter somewhere, you know. Like Tonks was saying before, man, like we've all got our demons, you know. Like I think I've just got a couple more than a bunch of other people. Just like like seeing a lot of friends go down the wrong pathways and stuff like that, you know, like waste their potential and stuff like that. Like I felt like I owed it to people, not just be a fucking burnout, man. Like a lot of downhill trajectory from when I moved here with a lot of my friends, into like drugs and alcohol. Well, actually, I was mostly drinking alcohol. Well, the importance of being an artist is to like show the world what the fuck's going on in your head, man. There's so much you can do with art that you can't do with anything else. But yeah, what I think it means to be an artist is to just like rep yourself, do your thing, and just, I guess, just show the world what you're made of. Why not?